Hard-fought game. Really proud of our fight and our no-quit mentality. We dealt with adversity in Fort Worth and got behind. And the thing that was exciting was it was a night where Phil didn't have one of his better nights, and yet we got so many contributions from different guys, and they weren't all just scoring. Everybody, Juwan gets a lot of the credit, rightfully so, scoring 10 of his 14, but Brandon Everett, a freshman, making 2 big free throws. Cam McGriff taking a big charge. Mitchell 4 of 4 to open there were 3 baskets right there in the second half. So I thought it was tremendous contribution. And then, Leighton Hammond, back-to-back really good games for him. We need that to continue. And, and all he did was really take advantage of what they gave him defensively. So really excited about that. And, in the Big 12, it's it'll give you much time to revel in a win, I guess. Now it's Bedlam, and it's Lon Kruger, and it's Oklahoma, and they're coming off a win, and could be a heck of a challenge for us on Saturday.
Just what was one of the big things you learned from that first Bedlam game?
They're really good. I mean, they're one of the better defensive teams in our conference. I think they blocked 6 or 7 shots, and they got big game from Cam McGusty, and I grew up watching Cam play, or watched him grow up, excuse me, in Katy, Texas, and he was tremendous. We were fortunate. We were very fortunate to win that game, and we made a couple plays and a shot, and that's what you have to do to win a game in this league. But that's a very, very good defensive basketball team.
You mentioned Leighton. He's kind of had an up and down year. How have you seen his spirits fluctuate throughout this year?
Well, I think he's been pretty even keeled throughout, and it's amazing what happens sometimes with seniors at the end, when the end is drawing near, and you start seeing that. There maybe is a little different focus. He's been so positive. He's been so upbeat. He's been a guy that has bought into the film work and bought into the culture of work in our program, and he couldn't control the adjustments and the fouling and some of that stuff. I mean, it was hard early, but what a tremendous person, and I have tremendous respect for him as a person in terms of his flat plane in terms of what he's done with his emotions, and it's been up and down, and that's why I've stuck with him. I really believe in him, and I've never for 1 second wavered in pulling him out of the lineup or anything else. I've got tremendous respect for what he does on the court.
What were some of your first impressions of Leighton when you first got here?
I mean, he was one of our leading returning scorers, that actually played last year. Guy who was 10 points. He was, I think, leading returning rebounder. And I tried not to judge too much on the past. I don't believe in that. But I liked him as a young man, and that was first and foremost probably the most important thing in our conversations. I really enjoyed visiting with him, and his goals and his ability to lead, I thought were that he had tremendous capabilities there. So they were all very positive, and he's done nothing but continue to work and continue to improve his game, and I have a lot of respect for that.
How much does that second part, the personality, his demeanor and everything, how does that play into the ease that it gives you to put him back in the starting lineup every night? Well,
character wins, and he's a high character guy. I mean, he's a guy that's going to finish his degree, and whatever Leighton Hammond does when basketball's over for him, whatever that time is, he's going to make it because he's such a high character guy. And you win with character. You bounce back from 0-6, with character, and that resonates throughout our program, and you know, he's a leader on this team, and guys follow him.
You mentioned 0-6, Brad. From 0-6, 500 probably looked way off in the distance, and now here you are with an opportunity to get back even in the league.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny because I don't look at it that way. I guess I'm really simple in the fact that it's one game, and all we can do is try to be our best for that one game, for that next game. And I'm proud of the fact that our players, I think the character that they've shown to not quit or to not give up and just flip the switch off and say, hey, not our year, whatever, that I'm really proud of. I think that's exciting for me. That's what growth is about, and that's why they call us coach, and I'm proud to wear that title, because you see guys grow in that area. But I never look at it like, oh, we've got to get to 500. It'll be in the middle of, you know, and go through and say we can win this one. That's not who I am. I don't do that. But yeah, I'm proud of the fact that we're in that position. Absolutely.
Seems like every week we talk about just the nature of the Big 12, just the nature of the beast. I guess, is it more of a gift or more of a curse to be in the position that you are? I think you're 4th or 5th still in the conference. Is that almost motivating, or is that kind of frustrating at times?
Again, this league is so good. Wherever you're at, you've got a chance to win, and the coaching is so good. You know, people don't. I mean, we have no bad teams in this league. We have, you know, it's. I don't know I don't even know who's at the bottom. I don't know the standings because I don't look at them. Lon Kruger, they were in the Final Four last year. Texas, who they just played, Shaka had his team in the Final Four.
It was Oklahoma.
Okay, coaching is incredible in this league, and every coach gets their players to play so hard and work so hard, and they scheme you. You better not take a night off. So you know, wherever we're at. I know we've got to try to do our best to win the next one, and really that's how I approach it. And I don't look ahead. I don't.
Coach, been so good on the road. You're starting to borrow a piece of that now, and like staying in hotels here in Stillwater. Just kind of talk about your thought process there.
Well, I've liked the way I liked our focus, and I liked our togetherness when we've been on the road, and the routine of that. And you know, the one thing that gets very difficult, a lot of times you get some outside distractions when you're at home, and a lot of them are out of your control. They're outside sources, other students, other, you know, girlfriends or whatever it may be. And I've liked our focus on the road, and so I've thought, let's give this a whirl and see if we can you know, keep finding that fight, that togetherness. So we move over, we do our film, we do our meals, and then we come over for shoot around, and guys are together, and I like that.
Coach, big weekend for Gallagher-Iba this week. You know, you have Bedlam tomorrow, you have the big duel on Sunday. What's it like for you to see this building become a premier destination once again?
Well, I think it should be exciting for all of Oklahoma State, and all. I mean, I cannot wait for Sunday. And you know, it's not very often that you get number 1 versus number 2 together. You got 2 of the greatest coaches in the history of their sport coaching those teams. You know, I think Penn State. Someone told me Penn State's got 5 or 6 guys in the top 4 in the country. I know how good we are. Plus, I love going to watch John coach. I mean, he feels like he's in the middle of the mat every time I watch him. So, and then for us to sell out, and that's exciting. And that's how I dreamt and envisioned, and this program deserves that. And this program and our fans should have those experiences, and that excites me a lot, is to have, you know, very rare do you get these kind of weekends, and this is a special weekend.
Kind of along those lines, what are you expecting for your first Bedlam game in this building?
Sell out, a lot of noise. I've said it many times, I'm about decibels. I love them. And our fans have been fantastic, and of late our students have been. The rowdy's been incredible, and you know, I try not to get too distracted by those thoughts, but you know, I came out, you know, when we had the first sellout with West Virginia, and you know, keep sticking my head out and looking, and it's special to me, and that means a great deal, and I'm excited. I'm excited for our fans. I'm excited for our players.
I remember you saying before the game in Norman, I think it was after you beat Arkansas, that the Bedlam hasn't been much of a rivalry lately because of the way it's gone, and most recently, isn't that the kind of rivalry that's a lot more fun when there's some energy and some crowd to it? Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, that's you know, we hear about other schools' rivalries probably too much. There's none better than this one. And you know, the OU, Oklahoma State, in this state, it encompasses from the northwest corner to the southeast corner and every place in between, and our alums are all a part of it, and it's special. And the more competitive it is, the better the fan interaction should be. And you know, I hope every Bedlam game in Norman and here is a sellout crowd and the fans are at a fever pitch. That means Lon's got his group playing well, and we've got our group playing well, and it's fun. And you know, we've got to do our part, because Lon's sure done his part in the past you know, 6 or 7 years.
You had some banter, did you not, with the students in Norman, first game at OU?
Yeah, I made a comment during halftime. I said, you know, that you know, there should be a couple thousand more fans there, because that was a Final Four team. That was a team that's been great, and they fought through some issues with an injury and different things. But that's Lon Kruger's one of the great coaches, and that's a very, very good basketball team, and that team went to the Final Four. So, you know, they were giving me a hard time, so I, you know, had a little fun.
Nothing wrong with getting in the spirit of the
No, I like having fun, and you know, that's who I am.
Yeah.
Thank you.